What do you guys think are worthless jobs? What's the most worthless job?
Being a podcast host?
Yeah, that's pretty worthless. Yeah. That's up there.
That's one of them.
What we do?
That's high.
Dude, like if there was the apocalypse right now, like they don't need court jesters.
Welcome back to Careful Boys. So this video will either make Bart very horny or angry. That's my guess. Okay. There's a post that's going around on social media right now that got a lot of traction. A lot of people are talking about it. The post is, real estate agents make 2 G's an hour and nobody questions it.
2 G's an hour?
They don't get paid per hour.
Wait,
what are you talking
from
about?
who?
He's basically summarizing how much they make in a year, right?
Oh, like all the commissions divided by the amount of hours they work.
Yeah. So then he says, here's what they actually do to sell your $400,000 house, like for an example, right?
Okay.
List it on a website. It takes 20 minutes. Take photos or pay somebody. Maybe that takes an hour. Copy paste a description from their listing. Maybe that takes 15 minutes. Schedule viewings. You host yourself half the time, 2 to 3 hours. Forward offers to you via email, maybe 5 minutes each. Sit in the closing meeting, 1 to 2 hours. So he's saying like 12 hours of work, $24,000 commission. A brain surgeon makes $250 an hour. A top lawyer makes $500 an hour. Your real estate agent makes $2,000 an hour to unlock your front door and forward your emails.
That's messed up.
That's because he's just thinking about the task, not the network.
And that's not spread evenly amongst every realtor out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of realtors making
And then
zero
also-
for the year.
Yeah, and he's also not factoring in that's the one house they sold versus the other 5 houses they did all of that work for that they didn't sell.
Stupid way to look at it.
It is a stupid way. Because how many viewings did he show where he didn't get paid for?
Yeah, because you got to list like hundreds of homes to sell
And
like
it's not
5.
good right now for agents. They're all becoming OnlyFans right now.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good way to hire more for your multi-level marketing realtor scams.
Yeah.
You got to bait them in. You got
the
to
math wrong. This guy doesn't know shit about business.
That's what some people are saying. Some people are saying, well, there's a lot of hate out there for real estate agents because
Well, the barrier to entry is so low. You could be any jack off and be
But
one.
then the joke ends up being on them when they can't sell a house. It's not like that doesn't affect us. That affects more realtors that don't end up making any money.
I mean, there are a lot of dumb fuck agents, and you don't really need them.
But then but you know
also
right
it
away.
saves hella time.
Yeah, it would be different if this was like a gatekeeping kind of like industry or profession, right? The fact that anybody can be a realtor and like have access to $2,000 per hour of work, it's like, cool.
yeah, that's the lure.
Then it would obviously be like, it would make sense why somebody's like, dude, they get paid so much. Everybody's trying to be one.
Then go do it.
Yeah.
If you're a
people
hater, go
actually
do it.
that. They represent themselves. They
Yeah, go
fucking
do it.
get all the certs, and then they're like, I'm gonna save the money because I don't want to fucking share this percentage with anybody.
Well, it's like any service where you can't be bothered to learn and do it yourself, like wedding planning. You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
But it's easier to get someone else to do it.
Way easier. Or fix your car.
Yeah. And at least there's contingencies, at least if something goes horribly wrong.
You fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, fix your car. That's a big
But
thing too.
so there's so much hate for real estate agents out there that so many people are going like, yes, get them.
because they're
But
like,
what's the
you're not
hate,
doing
though?
that much work. Is that the
They get
argument?
paid a lot for little work.
But
Yeah.
I think a lot of the hate for real estate agents comes from real estate agents having social media now. I think when you didn't know them and you didn't see them, you don't hate them, but it's because they make so much fucking content.
yeah.
It's like a lot of them just seem hateable to you.
'Cause for me, I'm like, either one, if you hate them that much, that means there's probably a little bit of like they make too much money, then just join them. Or the other one, if you think they're not really worth it, then just represent yourself.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to
Just
pay
seems
the
like a
commission.
very easy problem to solve.
Yeah, if you have the confidence to go through the whole transaction, then just represent yourself.
But just so many of them aren't making that much money, at least.
Most of them
I
aren't.
saw that.
Statistically, most places have more houses for sale or more realtors than you do houses for sale.
A handful that are crushing it, and a lot of them, like you'll meet agents and they go, "Oh, I also do a catering on the side," and you're like, "Oh, this guy can't do full-time agent because he's like not that good," you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny that people I think one thing that they fail, it's not $2,000 an hour. That's if the sale is successful.
Yeah.
So you have to factor in all of the sales that didn't work out and then how
Sometimes
many
houses
they
stay on the
listed,
market
how
forever.
exactly. And then you do like 10 viewings and no one still bought the fucking house. So it's like you got to add all of those hours. I actually think they don't get paid that much.
Like, you want to hate somebody with a job? Hate those freaking corporate people that take you on a tour of their workday at Google campus and they don't do shit the whole day. That's who you should hate.
Those people are amazing.
And I hate
directors.
By hate, I mean be horribly jealous.
Yeah.
Like 5 p.m. cappuccino on the rooftop.
And then they do
Exactly,
about 2 hours of work.
Yeah, and then they get laid off and they're crying in the next
Yeah.
video, and it's like, dude, that's who you should be focusing it on.
It's way crazier when you get like an itemized bill from like legal counsel when you're like going through some crazy shit. And then you see like each email took like 15 minutes and is billable per this price.
Ouch, yeah.
You're just seeing
Lawyers make a lot of money.
Yeah, and you're but even then we so quickly accept that too, right? It's like if you're in business and you do anything with law, it's like you just accept that like this is the price you're willing to pay because like you have to.
What are you gonna do?
You have to dance this dance.
Right, you have to.
Or you forget how it's built. You're talking to the lawyer and having a good ass conversation about the situation or talking back and forth. Like, okay, cool. I think I'm getting a good understanding. And then later you're like, oh shit, I just talked to this motherfucker for an hour. And then you see the bill, you're like, fuck!
Yeah, and that was like a $300 hour
What the
conversation.
hell?
Yeah.
He's like $500 for your listening to your Taika story.
At least lawyers had to jump through crazy hoops and pass the bar and do all this stuff.
That's the thing. And
All
then
those years of
chances are
school,
even with
yeah.
schooling,
Yeah.
they have to charge that much to exist in that space in one sense.
And they can get disbarred. But then like realtors kind of just
And
go
then for
about
me,
their
I'm like,
stuff.
if you're unhappy with your realtor, they're a dime a dozen, bro. Get a new one.
I don't think the person complaining has a realtor. I think they're mad at realtors like this.
Making that much.
Yeah. They're like from
Also, if you've ever
outside.
been to an open house, they're like fucking swirling around you. Like, do you have a realtor yet? Like, ooh, let me give you my card.
I know. I always feel so bad when I go to open house just to look
Yeah.
because I know I'm wasting the fuck out of their time.
Yeah, and they know you're wasting their time too.
It's their job.
I know. It just sucks.
They're not getting paid for that, but that's the whole point of the $2,000 an hour being split up with like their entire profession.
Yeah.
That's like when I have to like open a car dealership in another country and I get a couple $1,000s for that job. It's like technically for that one grand opening dance, I'm only working for like an hour. So it's like you could say I'm making my entire fee from like that one moment of service, but then that's discounting like the travel,
Yeah,
like
the
the being
13
there,
hours,
being
the
there for
flying
4
there.
days.
Just the years
to
of
the
experience to get
brothel.
good enough for that job.
That's too right. That's too easy to think. That's what people had to start doing on social media when you're talking about like, why do I charge this much for my photography? Well, what about the years that it took to block? You know, it's like it's so true.
yeah.
It's just also sometimes tough to swallow because if you can't comprehend like the depth of discipline that somebody had to put in to like be good at a craft, then you're not gonna fucking get anything
If
anyway.
you don't know anything about like photography, for example, like then you're like, oh, what do? You point and click? Give me a fucking break, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's
100%.
the way people view labor because
Yeah.
the real con is just money making money. So like if you're used to thinking about earning money in terms of providing a skill or giving up time, then you value everything in that way versus making a trade or like
Yeah. It's like stocks. They're just sitting there
Right.
doing nothing.
or if you own an asset and it's generating income, then you feel like they're not doing shit. But it's like, well, they built the infrastructure around it, or like they're just smart. So
I
yeah,
think are worthless jobs. What's the most worthless job?
being a podcast host,
Yeah, that's pretty worthless. Yeah, that's up there.
That's one of them.
what we do,
That's high.
dude. Like if there was the apocalypse right now, like they don't need court jesters.
I think there's a lot of government and city jobs that are worthless.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm only saying that because I've watched so many of those. I'm like addicted to those investigation videos where they follow them around and they don't do shit all day.
It's the same
And
stuff.
then they fucking invoice that they did 30 calls and they just went to the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of those are. And
Did you see the one about the judge? She was doing that same thing.
I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. She was saying that she did so many cases and
She's going to get her nails done.
and she never reported into the courthouse like at all. Yeah, I think at the city level that because everybody's doing it, they don't want to rat each other out and get themselves rat out, and it just becomes one big thing of all they need is an outside auditor to come in and trim the fat.
Do you
but
remember
it
that
never
city?
comes.
It was a California city.
Bell.
Man. Bell. Those guys were killing
The
it.
mayor made like $1 million a year, and they're like, what the hell?
And all of his people around him were getting paid shitloads just to chill.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A lot of like city administration stuff is kind of bullshit. Yeah.
happens in the private sector too. Like if they need to make a company look successful and then they need to spend VC money, you just create useless roles or you hook up your
Yeah.
friends with like creative director roles, you know?
I think everyone who worked on the rail system for California has got to have a useless job.
Dude, the rail scams, bro.
That's
That
gotta
is
be
a whole way.
That's got to be a useless job.
Big useless
'Cause
job.
nothing happened, and how many billions of dollars disappeared?
The Hawaii rail was wild, dude. 12 billion for that one. And
they
it's
never
like
got
2
it?
miles. It's
They
like
never got it.
they never finished it. It's only like 2 miles of track.
And were the main people who got paid for that, were they locals?
No, a lot of the money
That's
got
gotta
funneled
hurt
out.
the most.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt the most, dude.
People are pissed
So
because
the money left Hawaii,
Yeah.
and it went outside Hawaii.
they
Yeah.
hired some Italian company, and everyone's like, even in Europe, they're like, Italians are the worst fucking workers. Like, why didn't you guys hire a Japanese company?
Italians are the worst workers, really?
Think about like they have like 4 breakfasts or some shitter. And they have like
They work like 3 hours a day.
And they gotta take a nap in the middle.
But they're like, we make cool cars. We might make cool trains.
They hired an Italian like train company.
Hire a Japanese guy, dude.
Exactly.
gotta hire
That's what
Japanese
Vietnam did.
Trains.
Too fast for Hawaii.
They're known for trains, dude.
We can't have bullet trains over there. We gotta have like chill trains, you know?
Yeah, they could have contracted a German company, a British company. They're just known for like that kind of infrastructure. But it was just, like homies getting paid out,
what do you guys think is the first job that gets replaced by AI? Like fully. Like soup to nuts all the way.
First job?
Yeah.
I think the people that work at AI places.
Yeah, that's for sure the first one. Well, like developers who are like writing code for AI, the first thing that they have to do, and I was watching this whole article and read this whole thing. The first technical job that they have to do to scale AI is to have AI be able to code AI. So the second they can successfully create that in order to actually have it scale, the people who were coding it are losing jobs. So unless you're like the actual lead for stuff, like right now, the whole AI conversation is crazy with like Claude Code and Claude Bot and stuff like that. But that's a whole different
I
conversation.
think blue collar is the last.
Yeah, for sure. I also think so.
But the fact that we're already walking into like every fast food joint and there's no more cashiers and stuff like that because
Yep.
you're just going to a screen, that's not even AI, but like that times like every sector times a million.
But that also happened because they fought for higher wages, which was sad.
But then In-N-Out crushes and they pay their people well.
I think that it'll be the discrepancy where the more AI there is, the more people will crave human interaction too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because experience you can't.
But that'll be like maybe 10% of the margin that is that craving.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah,
The novelty of it, yeah.
The nostalgia of it,
Obviously,
but
AI is going to take over all the stuff we don't want it to first, which sucks.
but In-N-Out's bomb though.
In-N-Out's a bomb. Do you guys see the video of that robot who it's like this robot that came out? I think we talked about it, but like they found out it was just some Indian cat like
Yeah. Controlling it.
controlling it from like afar. So he can see inside your house and shit.
There's a lot of outsourced cashiers right now. Like someone from the Philippines is just a
Yeah.
screen.
That's the same with the driverless cars.
It's actually a Filipino dude doing an RC car.
Yeah, there's a Filipino guy that gets the alert if the car is doing something it's not supposed to, and he'll
He's
correct
smoking
it.
a cigarette. He's just taking care of it.
But then that happened with a AI coding company too. It was supposed to be, they raised all this VC money, and then it turned out that there was just a guy coding it from the other side.
Didn't they have like another one? It was like not ChatGPT, but like ChatGBT or some shit like that. Or they were trying to copy OpenAI, similar logo, everything, and people that didn't know, they went on that one. And it wasn't actually like
It's just Google.
Chat LGBT.